A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness, she and the Indiana Fever accounted for 45% of all the broadcast value of the WNBA last season. She accounted also for helping drive the numbers of merchandising up 500%. Of course, her jersey was #1. And most importantly, I think people look at this and think she said no. That's not the case. She said she wants her first competition to be an Indy at WNBA All-Star, which to me is huge. People don't see the numbers below. Like the economic impact, $36 million she drove to Indianapolis just by showing up as a rookie and making history. Caitlin Clark, in her decision, I not only respect it, but I wholeheartedly support it. A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness, she and the Indiana Fever accounted for 45% of all the broadcast value of the WNBA last season.
There's been a major shakeup in the front office of the Indiana Fever. The team recently announced that a former Dallas Wings executive will take over as general manager, marking a significant change for the franchise. But the real story here? Longtime GM Lynn Dunn has been let go. Dunn, who was celebrated for drafting Caitlin Clark in 2024, is no longer with the team in her former role. What caused this sudden shift, and what does it mean for the future of one of the most promising teams in the WNBA? And more importantly, is this a move that brings the Fever closer to a championship under their new president, Kelly Krauskopf?
So you played Clark like 39 minutes, and then you subbed her in and out a little bit at the end of the game. Any particular reason for that?
Yeah, just working, just thought I needed a defensive group. We needed to make sure we got stops, and that was what that was about.
And how is she? Is she okay? Or said that she wasn't feeling well?
Yeah, I think she didn't feel well throughout the entire game, so she's with our trainer right now.
Oh, really?
The news of Dunn's reassignment, which sees her move into a senior advisor role, sent shockwaves through the WNBA. Once considered the architect behind the Fever's resurgence, Dunn had been pivotal in rebuilding the team, even coaching them to their first and only championship. But now, she's stepping away from day-to-day operations as the team moves in a bold new direction. For context, Dunn had returned to the Fever ahead of the 2022 draft and played a key role in rebuilding the roster, leading the team back to the playoffs for the first time in 8 years. But despite that success, there were whispers of discontent, leading to this unexpected change. As the dust settles, many are left wondering what's next for the Fever. What do these changes mean for the team's future? And how will the front office changes impact the team's chances of bringing a championship to Indiana?
Yeah, it's definitely different for me. I feel like basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. Like, I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast, and then I came here and was trying to give everything I could to this team and kind of move on and put all that behind me and help this team, get back to the playoffs. So I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflecting back, and it was special. There was a lot of things that this group accomplished that a lot of people probably didn't think was possible, one, to start the season, and two, after the start we had to the season. So yeah, it'll definitely be probably a little weird for me over the course of the first couple weeks, and then I'm sure I'll get bored and pick up a basketball again. So
The bigger story here is Kelly Krauskopf's return to the helm. After her successful run with the Indiana Pacers, she's back as team president and head of basketball operations. Krauskopf, who helped build the Fever into a powerhouse from 2000 to 2018, is known for her deep understanding of the game. Under her leadership, the Fever made 13 playoff appearances, reached 3 WNBA finals, and won a championship in 2012. Now, with a wealth of experience and a fresh perspective from her time with the Pacers, Krauskopf is ready to lead the Fever to even greater success. The big question: what's changed since her first stint? For one, the league has evolved, and so has Krauskopf. Her time with the Pacers has given her a new outlook on what it takes to build a championship-winning team, and she's bringing that NBA-level expertise back to the Fever. This fresh approach could be the key to unlocking the team's full potential. Krauskopf isn't just focused on building a competitive team, she's focused on building a championship culture. It's about more than just the players on the court, it's about creating a winning mindset that starts at the top and flows throughout the entire organization. And with Caitlin Clark leading the charge, the Fever are poised for something special. Stay tuned, because the future of the Indiana Fever is looking brighter than ever. And with Kelly Krauskopf steering the ship, we could be on the brink of a new era in WNBA greatness.
I think that Caitlin Clark has an understanding of, shout out Steph Curry, the gravity that she possesses. Like, she's a star. And the fact that she's not doing this competition and it's kind of falling apart, I think just indicates how big of a Jenga piece she is in the tower of basketball entertainment. If she's here today, hypothetically at Chase Center, there's going to be a lot more eyes on that game or that three-point competition than there'd be otherwise. And it's not just because of Steph. When you pair, I think, the two best basketball entertainers that we have in the men's game and the women's game, it would take it into a completely different stratosphere. And the fact they can't do that might be the reason that Steph doesn't want to run it back. But that had the potential to be the greatest spectacle, I think, in recent NBA All-Star weekends.
Kelly Krauskopf's return to the Indiana Fever signals much more than just a change in leadership. It marks a commitment to building a lasting championship culture. For this franchise, it's not just about one great season, but the long-term goal of establishing a dynasty around Caitlin Clark, the team's generational talent. When the Fever committed to becoming a championship-caliber team 25 years ago, they made a promise to fans, and now they have all the pieces in place to fulfill that vision. They've got the resources, the facilities, the right people, and, most importantly, the talent. With a big three made up of a point guard, a wing, and a post player, the Fever now have the right foundation to challenge for a championship.
No Caitlin Clark, no NBA event. The league just canceled it. Steph Curry and the NBA just proved Clark is a mega star.
Speaking of Caitlin Clark, Krauskopf's leadership could be just what's needed to unlock her full potential. While Clark's talent is undeniable, even the best players need the right support system to truly thrive. Krauskopf's keen eye for talent and ability to assemble a winning roster could provide the right environment for Clark's skills to shine even brighter. That said, this move doesn't come without risks. Changing leadership mid-season could disrupt team chemistry and momentum. The Fever were showing progress, so there's always the danger of fixing something that wasn't broken. However, Krauskopf's deep knowledge of the organization should help ease the transition, keeping the team on track as they move forward. Krauskopf herself is confident in the future. She's excited about the new beginning and optimistic about what lies ahead for the Fever and their fans. Her return to the organization isn't just about rebuilding, it's about fast-tracking the team's return to championship contention. With Clark as the centerpiece, Krauskopf is determined to put together a roster capable of competing for a title now.
Here's Clark. Picked up now by Dee Richards as she's into the ball game. Richards on the floor. Clark, the step back three just below the low.
Her experience in both the WNBA and NBA gives her a unique perspective on what it takes to build a winning team in today's league. But perhaps most importantly, Krauskopf's return sends a clear message: the Fever are all in on winning. Bringing her back shows their commitment to competing at the highest level and chasing another championship. Beyond just her work with the Fever, Krauskopf's impact could ripple through the entire league. As the first woman to hold an executive basketball management role in NBA history, her influence stretches beyond Indiana. With her connections to both NBA and WNBA ownership, she's in a prime position to advocate for changes across the league, particularly when it comes to player safety and fair officiating, issues that have plagued the Fever over the years. Now, just when things couldn't get more interesting, enter Amber Cox. She's set to take over as the Fever's new chief operating officer and general manager, bringing over 20 years of experience from her time with the Dallas Wings, Connecticut Sun, and Phoenix Mercury. Her experience is vast, having even helped draft Brittany Griner in 2013. Cox officially joins the Fever on October 28th, and her arrival raises plenty of questions. What does her?
What are your thoughts on all the moves so far and the state of this team?
I'm really excited. I think Kelly and Amber have done a really good job of, finding pieces that fit. It makes me excited about the future, obviously, with Steph and her staff coming in here, and my ability to work out with Keith all off-season has been really fun, but it's been fun. I got to work out with DB, and as some off-season leagues and overseas stuff kind of wraps up, a lot of them will start getting back, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to get in the gym and be with my teammates and, just start putting the pieces together and see what works, what doesn't work. But I think we're going to have a lot of different options to do a lot of different things, and I think that's what's super exciting about it.
Extensive background mean for Indiana's championship hopes, and how might she transform the team both on and off the court? With her proven track record, Amber Cox could be the key to unlocking the Fever's full potential. Together with Krauskopf's vision and leadership, the Fever are positioned to make a serious run at the top of the league, and the future is looking brighter than ever.
Participate in the three-point contest?
Yeah, honestly, I think just rest. I've been playing basketball for a year straight. It's not an easy thing to just show up to and shoot off of a rack. It's not something I've ever done before. It's not something I've had a lot of time to practice. I've been focusing on helping my team win games. So I think just, enjoying this break. I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities for me to do that at some point. But at the same time, the field of shooters that we have in the competition are really good. They're all near 40% shooters. So I'm excited for them. I'll be there supporting them, and it'll be fun. But yeah, I think the biggest thing of this for me is just I need a break, and I need to take some time to myself to enjoy what I want to do. And at times that can be tough, given the position that I'm in, but I think it's going to be healthiest for myself.
Caitlin, how is this commentary and opinions? How important is it to maintain a great mental health routine?
That's the most important thing. I think it's hard as a professional athlete at times. People don't always realize. I feel like an individual, just like all.
Amber Cox's impressive career speaks volumes, from her role in the Phoenix Mercury's championship runs in 2007 and 2009 to her recent successes with the Dallas Wings. Now, she's set to join the Indiana Fever as their new chief operating officer and general manager. With over 20 years of experience, including her time as vice president of sports for the Connecticut Sun, where she helped build a championship-caliber team, Cox is more than ready for the challenge ahead. In her role with the Sun from 2016 to 2021, Cox oversaw all revenue-generating operations, proving she knows how to create the financial backbone needed to support a competitive roster. Kelly Krauskopf, the Fever's president, has praised Cox for her ability to build teams both on and off the court. With over 2 decades of experience, Krauskopf believes Cox brings exactly what the Fever need to reach the next level.
Caitlin Clark is in the house with Connor McCaffrey, of course. Now on the staff over at Butler. Caitlin Clark has set the basketball world on fire. We cannot wait to see her in her second season with the Fever.
Just getting buckets, doing what Caitlin does. You're absolutely right. It's been amazing to see just what she's done just all over the world. Her impact just in basketball, not just in the WNBA.
So, what does this mean for the Fever? Cox brings a powerful combination of basketball knowledge and business acumen that could be the perfect complement to Krauskopf's championship vision. Together, they form a dynamic duo with the potential to quickly elevate Indiana back to prominence in the WNBA. This is a huge move. It shows that the Fever are committed to going in a new direction, one focused squarely on winning. Cox's track record speaks for itself. She's built connections throughout the league, from players and agents to executives, which could be crucial in attracting top talent to Indiana. Free agents who might have overlooked the Fever in the past are likely to take notice now, with the team having a clear direction and leadership. One rumored target is Satu Sabali from Cox's former team, the Dallas Wings. Sabali, a versatile forward, could be the perfect addition to an already potent lineup with Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, and Aya Wilson. Together, this group could form an offensive powerhouse that will be hard for any defense to contain.
Francisco. As we know, last year it was Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu who went against each other, and it was a high-rated contest. Everybody loved it. Social media was trending about it, and it did really well. So the NBA was trying to recreate that magic, and who else to recreate that magic with than Caitlin Clark herself? Well, Caitlin said, "Thanks, but no thanks." Now, we spoke about this, Alicia and I, in our production meeting yesterday. I'm losing the track of the days. We keep talking about how long the month of January is, but we keep talking also about Caitlin Clark and how she's been turning things down. And as you can imagine, she probably wants to